During the 1970s, the government had no funds to start the project. However, with a little government aid, there were many basic needs that could be improved. The government experimentally proposed the 10 major projects for improving rural areas. These included expanding and paving local roads, improving roofs, kitchens and fences, opening laundry facilities, community wells, building bridges, and improving water systems. And the 35,000 rural villages received an additional 355 sacks of cement for free. The projects were under the sole custody of the village council. 16,000 villages, which is more than half of all the villages in the rural areas, and they showed major improvements. The majority of the projects were done by village funds and used self-labor. During the second year of the nationwide project, villages with major improvements were supplied with an extra 500 sacks of cement and another 1 ton of steel by the government. The government decided to help villages that helped themselves. Grass roofs and mud fences were replaced with modern tiles and cemented walls. The community roads were repaved. Bridges were built above streams. The villages developed with blinding speed. The rural people regained their confidence. Lethargic neighbors were stimulated to develop their own villages. Korea's rural areas showed signs of urbanization and development. Gaining confidence in the third year, the government decided to split the 35,000 villages into 3 categories, depending on their level of development. Most definitely, there was a difference in the amount of government aid in the 3 different categories. Environment projects increased in size as the years progressed. Housing and other facilities were restructured to fit the rural modernization in kitchens and bathrooms, along with new pipelines. Community and public facilities were increased. Village centers, multi-purpose recreational centers, along with public baths, warehouses, and other public facilities were built. The success of the environmental projects led to the projects for increasing overall income. The first income projects were aimed at improving road conditions to increase productivity. The people repaved the small paths into roads, so farming vehicles could make way into the fields. The government played a major role for the increase in rural development. In 1974, the rural output reached unprecedented levels. Agricultural education caused a revolution in farming methods. Conventional farming methods for raising rice and barley were radically changed to composite farming. Making agricultural complexes for profitable products, such as mushrooms and tobacco, helped to increase the overall income. Using greenhouses allowed the farmers to harvest fresh vegetables during the winter. Making community workplaces enabled the people to reduce unnecessary money loss due to individual labor. Raising cows, pigs, and chicken allowed for more profits. Fishing villages changed their production methods from fishing to breeding fish. Moreover, developing water systems, cleaning the streams, and farming areas were the key developing points for increasing the productivity of the rural community. Big projects such as building roads and sewage systems were done as a joint venture with neighboring villages to reduce costs. Moreover, the government built factories in the rural areas to increase the income of rural areas. Saemaul factories gave women a workplace and a chance to increase the total income. As a result, rural income steadily increased. In 1976, the rural income surpassed the urban income. In 1978, 98% of all villages became economically independent. The success of Saemaul Undong in the rural areas caused a spread to new areas such as schools, workplaces, cities and factories, along with many other fields. The cities started the projects to stop corruption and to build a new metropolitan paradise. The three campaigns of Saemaul Undong consist of three components. They are mental, behavioral, and environmental initiatives. The mental campaign includes better ties with neighbors, inheriting and advancing traditional ethics propped up by filial piety and strengthening community awareness. The behavioral campaign emphasized public order on the streets, positive interactions, public manners, prohibiting drunken misconduct. The environmental campaign stressed the cleanliness of the area around an individual's home or business, controlling the street environment, and developing greener cities and streams. At the workplace, the project concentrated on making healthy values and beliefs along with a decent social interaction between co-workers. Creating a oneness within the workplace, helping the rural community, helping the homeless, staying in line were some of the project's objectives. The factory Saemaul Undong directed its energy to restoring the trust and affection of consumers and the general public as a whole. Emphasis was placed on consolidating the foundation for industrial peace and coexistence by bridging the gap in value systems between labor and management and establishing sound corporate ethics. Moreover, rural community service was another way of establishing sound moral ethics. The Saemaul schools were the foundations of the Saemaul spirit. Students learned about Saemaul Undong and its contributions to society. Villages and workplaces provided further education of Saemaul Undong along with places for recreational activities. Especially the rural libraries provided information for new methods of farming. This was a major breakthrough for the rural community and was the reason for increased income.